Welcome, everyone. Sorry for the delay. Well, I had so many troubles getting started, and for some reason, I feel like this camera is so blurry. So here's the deal. First of all, I want to apologize for being late. I I'm just gonna get straight into it. I have three different laptops that I work from. One, I have my work laptop, and that's the one that I was originally trying to get on. And then when 1 o'clock came, I couldn't get on. Come to find out that plugin isn't available. So then I go and get my Chromebook because my Chromebook is easy to navigate, and it wouldn't allow me to get on through that because the live chat box covered the go live. So I finally had to go break down, go get my other laptop, and now I'm live. So I am here, and today's topic, we are going to hop right into it. It is all about hair. So I want to know, and I want to talk about being professional in the workplace with your natural hair. Is it professional? Is it unprofessional? So the reason why I decided to come live and talk about this, excuse me, you all, is because as many of you know, I already started my hair journey, and I am in the education profession. And I know that looking at some YouTube videos and following people on Instagram and Facebook, I see and I hear a lot about how people are afraid to wear their natural hair to work, or some of the backlash that they've received from coworkers, or how their profession changed once they started wearing their natural hair. And so right now, as an educator, it is the summertime. I am out of work. However, I will have to transition back into the workplace. I definitely will have to transition back into the workplace with my natural hair. So I wanted to come on live so I could have this chat with you all. Whoever's in, right now, there's not many viewers, but it's okay because I really want to push this out for weeks and weeks so we can have an ongoing conversation. So what I did was I wrote down some notes that I've acquired from different social media outlets and some of the comments that people have been leaving. So the first thing I want to talk about is, let me get this off my screen real quick. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much. Give me 1 second. Hey, Tammy. Hey, Erica. Thank you for coming back. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is, does straight hair make you look more professional? Okay, does straight hair make you look more professional? And the reason why I said that is because, one, we can look at straight hair in two different aspects, from two different angles. One, we can look at straight hair, meaning straight down, butt length, shoulder length, or we could take straight hair as being relaxed. You know, I've had a relaxer for years and years, and my hair was straight, but I had a short cut. So does that make you look more professional? That's what I want to talk about. You know, I guess it depends on the eye that you're looking through. For me, everyone has their own beauty points. You know, your hair should not and does not define your capabilities and what you can do and who you are. And a lot of people that does not, I guess, open their mind to the different cultures think that there's only one way to go, which is straight hair. Or, you know, if my hair looks like this and it's kinky or coily or short, does that make a difference how people perceive me? I think that once people are used to seeing you a certain way, yes, they may have judgment or place judgment or say, hey, you know, I'm not used to seeing you like that, in their head. Usually they don't say it out their mouth, but they may say, you know, I like your new hairstyle. Okay. Or they may say, you know, if it's friends or family that keep it real with you, they may say, you know what, I'm not feeling that right now. And everyone has the right to have their own judgments on whatever their opinion is. So what if you started getting treated differently? What about that? Okay. What happens if you started getting treated differently? Okay. It does depend on who you ask, Tammy. I agree. It depends on who you ask. And so, what I mean by what happens if you started getting treated differently, I'm strictly talking about the workplace. So now you are at your job and you have a certain position, you have a certain title, everything is good. And then all of a sudden, you have your natural hair. You pop up with your natural hair, you transition to, you say, you know what, I am going to, forget it. I'm going to wear my natural hair, I'm going to cut it off, do the big chop or whatever. Do you think that they would treat you different in the workplace? That's the big question, And the reason why I'm saying that is because I thought about that. And with my profession, people look at you, and you're in front of people. You're in front of students. You're in front of principals. You're in front of board members, things like that, and they may perceive you different based off of your hairstyle and not your qualifications. Believe it or not. So again, like Tammy said, I guess it depends on who you ask and who you talk to. But I've read and I've had stories that I've read off of Twitter, social media, especially with everything that's going on now. How once people come out or start, come out with their natural hair or start to change their hair from the relaxed state to the more natural state, they started getting treated different in the workplace. It's unfortunate, but I guess it happens. What do you all think? What do you all think? Do you think that wherever you work, do you think that you'll start getting treated differently if you're not already natural, but if you decide to do a big chop, like how I am, and you just go natural, do you think that they will treat you differently? It's a good question. That's a good question. I didn't really think about it until after I actually cut my hair, but who cares? Who cares? It's my head, it's my hair. You know what? If you don't like it, so what? You keep moving. But I think that we have to undo what we've learned or, what we hear or see. And a lot of times, if we're not used to hearing or seeing our beautiful black natural hair out, in a public or even at home, I think we take it differently when it's time to actually, feel the part that you want to go ahead and go natural. So just thinking about it, again, thank you everybody for coming in, everyone that is going to look at this live later. We are talking about whether being natural in the workplace is professional or unprofessional. And it all depends on who you are, who you work for. In my opinion, is not unprofessional, But how about the people that's new to naturals? A lot of people are scared to transition. I was scared to transition. I talked about going natural so many years without even trying to, move in that direction. I see the natural hairstyles. I was getting relaxers, and I said, you know what? I am going natural. I want a nice big fro that I could like style different ways. And I want people to look at me and say, wow, your hair is beautiful like that. And I mean, I'm already getting people that's liking the transition, but it's a struggle. It's a struggle at first because we are so used to what other people think of us. Stop thinking about what another person is going to say and just do it. Just do it because guess what? At night, when you take off that wig or you take your braids out, or when you lay down with this relaxer that's taking your hair out, or when you sit down and you have like this itchy scalp, guess who has to deal with it? You have to deal with it, not anyone else. Okay, so if you feel that now is the time, do it. Do it. Please do not be like me and just delay and delay and delay. And then when a year or two pass, you say, like how I said, oh, my hair could have been this length, or, I wish I would have did it then. Just go ahead and do it, you all. Just go ahead and do it. And let's just keep it moving. Let's see. Tammy says an individual just have to feel confident within themselves. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is because I know, um, and I hate to keep going back to my situation, but I know with me, I decided to do the chop on April 4th, 2020. And I was at home, and of course, along the way, for months and months, I kept on looking at videos. And I always said, oh, I'm not going to cut my hair that short. And when I cut my hair, it's not going to be that short. And I don't want to look like a boy. And I don't want it to, be bald. And I don't want to blah, blah, blah. And I just went on and on and on. And I was sitting there and I took some selfies. We all take selfies, but at this point, my hair is like just everywhere because, the situation came about with society and I was at home. So I decided to take some selfies. And when I took the selfie, I said, do my hair really look like this? I did not realize how damaged my hair looked. As long as it's curled, as long as it's done, it was beautiful. I got tons and tons of compliments. But the moment that I saw my hair in the relaxed state in raw form, it was over. It made me think. I said, I cannot go on like this. So I went in the bathroom. I got those scissors. I started with the scissors. And so I had my mom to actually start cutting. I said, hey, I need you to cut. And you all could go watch the video. But I said, I need you to cut this hair off. And then next thing you know, I got the clippers and I just clipped that stuff off. And the more I clipped, the funnier it became because I felt so free from my hair. Like, who would have thought that my hair will weigh me down like that in life? I did not even think about that. But once I cut it off, I felt so free. Like I was able to touch my scalp. I was able to massage my scalp. I was able to look at different spots and say, okay, this side is growing a little bit slower than this side. Or, I have these strands that's growing straight. I have these strands that's growing, coily. And I've never been able to do that. But like I said, now it is time for me to transition into the workplace. And I have to be prepared for that because everyone I work with does not look like me, and everyone I work with is not going to be open-minded. A lot of people may say, or some people may say, hey, what happened to your head? Or, oh, I see you cut your hair off. It look okay. Or they may not say anything. And I'm okay with that. Okay, I'm okay with that. That's all about making choices for you. Okay, that's just like if you decide to, change the way you dress. If you decide to go from, dressing up in suits and formal wear, and then all of a sudden you decide to put on some tennis shoes and sneakers, people are going to look at you differently regardless because they are not used to seeing you like that. So, just want to talk about it. We got to love it. We got to own it. And just know that natural is not unprofessional. Natural is not unprofessional. Okay. So I also want to talk about I also want to talk about just a quick question. And again, this is something that I've been reading. I do a lot of reading. I don't do too much input, but I do a lot of reading and I take mental notes. So sometimes your company that you work for have policies in place, right? And so they tell you how to wear your hair. Yes, it sounds weird, but it is out there. I don't know if it's the flight attendants or some profession. They say, well, your hair must be in a bun. Okay, it's the strict policies on how you wear your hair, and it must be in a bun. What happens if you want to go natural and you need to transition? Does that mean you're out of a job now? Does that mean now you have to go and put weave in your hair? Or now you have to figure out, how can I go back to work and say, I don't have enough hair for a bun? Is it acceptable or is it not acceptable? And who is to make that choice, that decision? And I think that's the point where some of us are hesitant on making these decisions because of our workplace. Like, we need money, we need to work. So technically we are going to go by whatever our job rules are. So if you're at the job and they say, hey, on this one particular profession, you must have your hair in a bun, and I can't get my hair in a bun, does that mean I'm unemployed? Does that mean I can't work for you all anymore? And it's sad that it's like that, because we see in the news how, what was it? This one wrestler, he had his locks cut off before the match. And, we see all of this in the news, and we can't believe that it's actually still happening now. But it happens. Like, at what point does a policy change to say, hey, I cannot help that your hair is not like mine, but we're going to judge you. We're not going to judge you by your hair. We're going to judge you by your work ethic and your experience. So that's just something else to think about when going natural. Are there company policies? And if so, is that the right job for you? Because some of us, like I said, we're not there yet. We're not ready to cut our hair. We're not ready to go natural. And just knowing that the natural side is so liberating, like, it's just so freeing. That's one thing that's good to know. So if you all have any experiences in the workplace, or you want to go natural and you just don't know how to do it or transition, or maybe your hair is damaged and you keep telling yourself, hey, I need to do it, drop a comment. Let's talk about it. Again, thank you for being patient as I start this live. I was going to do a video, but I said, instead of doing a video, I'm just going to come in and talk to you all personally. So Tammy, she just did her big chop June 5th. And I just want to know, like, how is it? How is it? How do you wear your hair? Are you working in an atmosphere that you are concerned with being professional or unprofessional? You all drop a comment below. So what about interviews? Okay. What about wearing your natural to an interview? Do you wear your natural, or do you put on a wig or weave, get through the interview, get hired, and then you kind of like ease into it? Like, what do you do when it comes to wearing your natural to interviews, to people who don't know you, where you know that you may be judged or scrutinized? Who cares? But it's out there, you all. It happens. What happens at an interview? Okay, what happens? What do you do? What do you do? Do you say, hey, let me put this good wig on, and you have it, and transition out of it slowly? Meaning, after months, you start transitioning and, wear shorter wigs or different styles, then eventually you start going into your natural hair? Or do you just go into the work, into the interview with your natural hair and let them accept you for who you are? Okay, because people will be shocked. Okay, people will be shocked if you go in there into the interview with hair down to your butt, which they won't know. I mean, who cares? It's going to be beautiful anyway. And then all of a sudden, when it's time to embrace your natural, now your hair looks like this. Are you going to be ready for those reactions? And it's so easy for us to say, who cares? Of course I am. I don't care what anyone else thinks. That is true. But at some point, we all think about what comments other people say. We all think about it. So you cannot tell me that at some point, when you walk into a room or when you walk somewhere and you know that it is different from you, there's a certain feeling that we have inside of us that will give us that reassurance, like, hey, I may see eyes over there. Are they looking at me? Are they looking at my hair? Are they whispering? So you may not care, but there's feelings inside of us that that we all go through. Um, what about let me see. I got a little note right here, you all. Does profession matter? Okay. So if I'm working at Walmart or if I'm working on Wall Street, does it make a difference? Am I more comfortable working at Walmart or working at some other type of job where professional? And I'm not saying this, I don't want anyone to feel like because I use Walmart as an example, but I'm sure you all know where I'm coming from. Does profession make a difference? If I'm a school bus driver, or if I am self-employed, if I'm self-employed, I'm more than likely, I don't care, how I wear my hair. But if I'm working on Wall Street, do you think profession matter? We're just talking, you all. We're just talking. So, just let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. Does profession matter? What field you are in, what field you are going in, what field you are trying to go in, what field were you in when you made your transition? We just talking. Let's see. So, Tammy says, I'm wearing my hair like yours now. It's really short. It started breaking off during the shut in. I don't wear wigs. Yeah, that's when I noticed mine. I noticed mine breaking off. It was already breaking off because for some reason, this right side, I felt like I saw like little patches. And as long as my beautician, she tried her best to get my hair back to normal. And every time I go, I was like, hey, doesn't this side look a little bit different? And she'll kind of say yes and kind of try to even it out. But I never knew what the underlying cause was. And I just knew that it was itching. But during the shut-in, yeah, I realized, hey, it gotta go. And I know I don't wear wigs, and I just kept it brushed and I kept it oiled, and I just try to develop some type of routine. But like I said, now it's time to get back to work. Now what? Erica said, when I was working with a claim as a claims processor, they had no problem with it. Yes. See, that's what I like. I like when no one has problems with. You shouldn't have a problem. You shouldn't have a problem because this is our hair. This is what we were born with. Watch, and I'm going to get into that, Erica. I'm going to get into that because I have a comment from one lady that kind of like talks about this, and I don't want to get ahead of myself. But what about texture? Does texture matter? Because I know that I have really kinky, coily hair, like really kinky, meaning I cannot lay my edges down. They'll boing and pop back up. It is so thick, it is so coarse. But then you could get someone on the other side who has 3A, 3B hair, 4A, and their hair is so curly or so soft, or they could slick it down and they could put this hairstyle and that hairstyle. So does texture matter when you are deciding to go natural and get back into the workplace? I think I think some people think about it, you know, because I promise you, you all, if I had real soft curly hair, I would have been natural like years ago and hopped right into the workplace because I know one, when it grows, it's gonna grow straight. And for my people that's natural out there, you know that when you go natural and your hair start curling up, the shrinkage is real. So my hair could be 13 inches long, but it'll shrink down to 3 inches. But if I had a different grade of hair and I was natural, my 13 inches is going to be 13 or 11 inches, and you are able to see the length of my hair. So it really makes a difference in texture on how one may decide on whether or not that they're going to go natural in the workplace and go like cut it all off. So I don't know. What do you all think? Hey, it's about you all. Drop a comment below. Whether you watching this live stream or whether you're going back to look at it later, I am going to respond to all comments because it's important. I have about 20 something days. Like I said in my last video, I did a daily routine video, and I said I need to get up and start figuring out what am I going to do. What am I going to do with my hair? How am I going to wear it? Because kids don't care. Kids do not care what they say, what comes out their mouth. It is just natural. They're going to tell you the truth. Kids will definitely tell you the truth. They will tell you, hey, your hair is different, or what did you do, or I don't like your hair, or I love your hair, or your hair is nappy. They are going to tell you, and I guess as adults, it is our responsibility to teach them and let them know your hair is beautiful. Working with middle school students, I've seen my babies come in there with their braids, their protective styles. And when they don't have their protective styles, for some reason, I could feel their confidence. I could feel their confidence go lower because now the ones that's outspoken in class, now they're like so meek and have behind their jacket or wearing head bandanas because their braids are out. So I think it's our responsibility to make sure that we teach the babies, let them know you are beautiful the way you are. And it's okay to have natural hair. So Erica asks, do you think your job will have a problem with your hair? Absolutely not. They won't. They won't have a problem with my hair. Now, I may get some looks, but I'm not too worried about that because maybe a month or so ago, we did a video where we were able to, with the e-learning that's going on, we were able to do a video collaboratively with all of our colleagues, and we pushed it out to the students live, not live, but on Facebook. And it said, hey, we miss you and we hope you're doing good. And I revealed my hair then. And then I think I was like on month 1, week 3 or something like that. And I told them that to hang in there. This is a time that we're transitioning. I said, look, I transitioned myself, you all. So some students have seen it already. Of course, all of the teachers who watched it and participated in it, about 20, 30 teachers. I think we have 70 employees that work there. But hey, Rochelle, but I know that, no, I don't think I know for a fact that my job won't have a problem with it. Thank you so much, Tammy. Tammy says your haircut really suits your face to me. Thank you, Tammy. Rochelle says, I have been natural in the workplace for 10 years. Girl, that fro be rocking too. I'm just going to let you know. You be rocking that fro. So she said, it doesn't matter. I did just get it pressed today. Yes, and I know it's long and beautiful. It will be nappy by Friday. No, it will be coily by Friday, Rochelle. As long as you love your hair, everyone else will. You know what? That's important because people can feel your vibe. People can feel your vibes. When you go in there and you feel confident, when you are confident in yourself and in your hair and in your changes, people can feel that. But if you go in self-conscious and, real meek and trying to appease everyone, people could feel that vibe. So I agree, Rochelle, that, as long as you love your hair, everyone else will. And we got to make sure that we do not, I think the first step is not to try to appease people, and try to alter our image to appease anybody, and I know it's easier said than done, you all. It is so much easier to say, but we have to be confident in what we do because it makes a difference. Let's see. We talked about wearing naturals in interviews, whether or not you feel that you'll be judged or scrutinized, wearing a wig and then transitioning off. Like, how should we do this? So if you're just not joining me, go ahead and go back. So now, Here it is, Erica. I told Erica that I was going to go back to her comment where she said, Erica said, Erica, I forgot where's the comment at. But here's what it is. So it's a lady, and I apologize if I get her name wrong. She is a traffic reporter. Her name is Demetra Obelair or something like that. And she's natural. And she said her thing was a white standard of beauty. So she discussed, is there a white standard of beauty in the workplace? In other words, when a Caucasian people describe beauty in the workplace according to their hair, does that transition to everyone? So if I am used to straight hair, wearing straight hair, is that the standard of beauty? Straight hair. Oh, if you don't have straight hair, you're not beautiful. Oh, if your hair is not wavy and long, you're not beautiful. So is there a white standard of beauty in the workplace? And it was on Instagram, and I said, wow. I said, that is definitely something to think about. Do they think that the white standard, is there a white standard? Like, it sounds so weird, but it's true. I'm like, wow, like that is true. Thank you. Sweetie S says, I love your natural style. Thank you, mother. That's my mother. Yes, Erica, it is. Wow, I believe it too. You know, whether we wear a straight braid, so especially with what you hear in the past on how people say, oh, you can't wear your hair like that. And it's sad, but it occurs. So I don't think they should tell us. They shouldn't tell us how to wear our hair. Like, we were born like this. How can you tell us that how we were born is unprofessional? Like, you can't do that. I was born with this grade of hair. I was born this race into this world with the hair that God gifted me with. And that's how I put it. How dare someone in the workplace tell me that my hair is unprofessional and this is the hair that I was gifted with? That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. Now, if I woke up and my hair was all over my head, if my hair was all over my head and I just woke up and I'm wearing a bonnet and things like that, yes, that is unprofessional. But how can you tell me that the hair that I've been gifted with is unprofessional? This is my natural born hair. It don't make sense. You all, help me to understand this. We're talking about natural hair in the workplace. Is it professional or is it unprofessional? What do you all think? What do you all think? What do you all think? So Tammy says, and I thank you, Tammy, for being interactive with me and everybody else. So Tammy said that's like how most people compare your body mass index to white people or to Caucasians. So that body mass index chart it gotta be like from the 1950s, where all of this food with the antibiotics, and I know I'm off task, but you comparing the African Americans, who's a little bit more I don't know how to put it, but we're a little bit more soulful as far as our weight. I don't know if that's the way to put it, but how can you tell me that my body type is not average compared to this chart that was created for probably one particular race or based off of one particular race? Because that chart is outdated. So to tell me that there's a white standard, there's not a white standard for beauty in the workplace. There is. So I agree with that. Rochelle said, as long as it's clean and neat, they can't say anything. And that's true. And you know what? This one lady that I'm still talking about, this traffic controller, right, who brought up the traffic reporter, not traffic controller, who brought up the fact that in her workplace, it, like they were talking about a white standard for beauty. She said that while she was working on air, not live, I'm sure, but while she was working there, she was told that her hair was unprofessional and dirty looking. Like, who says that? So Rochelle mentioned that as long as it's neat and clean, they can't say anything. But people have the nerve to even say that to people. How do you form your lips to say that to someone? How? How? It happens. You know, it happens. And I'm sorry, but we are living in a cruel world. And she says, I wonder if I was in a different department at my last job, would they have a problem with it? The department that I was in, black and brown people were the majority, so I don't think they cared. That's true. That's true. That goes back, Erica. So Erica is saying the department that she worked in when she a claims processor, is that the job you were talking about, Erica? So the job that she worked in, the big insurance company in Chicago. Okay, so the job she worked in before, the department that she worked in was a majority black and brown people. So of course, when you walk in, all of their hair was probably same texture, or they used to certain styles, things like that. So it really didn't make a difference. But what happens if she was to go to another department, or she was to get promoted higher and higher up the ladder? You know, would that change? Would they say, oh no, Erica, you can't wear your hair like that anymore. You're going to have to start wearing it like this. Or can you tone that down a little bit? And I know you have your locks going on, or I know you have your twists, depending on, not just for Erica's sake, but, our black and brown women. What do you do? What do you do in the workplace in that case? Because now you're working for someone, right? You're not self-employed, you're working for someone, and you've been waiting for this job, and you know that this is a once in a lifetime opportunity, and many people don't move out of these positions, and you worked your butt off. Do you change your image to appease them? Do you change your image, or do you go and say, hey, this is who I am? And of course, you could say it out your mouth, hey, this is who I am, but would you really say that to them? Or would you go home and say, hey, can you believe, I bet you I didn't get the job because my hair looked like this? And it's funny because I promise you all, so before I moved to the state that I'm in education, I worked a job. It is called a district specialist, where there were 102 elementary schools, and I went from school to school to school, and I worked with the math teachers, I work with the principals, I work with, the people at the district level, the chief of schools, things like that. And it was a huge district. And when I walked in, I had to be 100% professional the entire time. Not saying that I don't now, but the first thing I did when I cut my hair is I said, well, I guess I got to stay at this job until my hair grow out, because I don't think I'll get another job. I promise you all, as sad as it is, that is what I said. I said, well, I guess I got to stay at this job, because now, I'm going to go in like this. They're going to see me like this. And now I have time for my hair to grow out. What happens if I go to an interview right now? I think about that. What happens if I get up and go to an interview right now, and I'm listing all my credentials, and I'm saying, oh, I know how to do this, and I've been doing that for years. Here's my resume. And they say, oh, we checked you out on LinkedIn, and we checked you out. We already know your qualifications. And then what? It happens. Let me see the comments. Thank you all for joining. It says, Sweetie says, just as everyone is born an individual with different personalities, therefore everyone is born with different grade of hair and a different color. That's it. That's it. Everyone is born different. Born different. So you all, I think I really kind of got, in the past, I think last summer, I want to say, I think I got racially profiled. So I was going for a job in North Carolina, and of course, I had to go through these series of interviews, right? And so during the interviews, of course, they ask you questions. And with this particular company, it's a big educational company. And with this particular company, you had to go through 6 interviews. You had to go through 6 interviews. And I went through all the interviews. And when I tell you, they was like, oh my gosh, yes, let's connect you to the next interview. Or, and so I'm head this big. I'm like, oh, I'm about to get it. I I know I've been knocking out their questions, and they even asked me questions that they thought that I didn't know that I was able to relate to, and, give them the information that they need. I had to teach lessons, I had to do virtual videos, and I got to the sixth interview where they actually had to see my face, you all. The sixth interview where they had to see my face, and I had to do a live video, that all of a sudden I wasn't qualified. And that wasn't even with natural hair. That wasn't even with natural hair. I had relaxed hair last summer, and I had my short cut. It was laid too. So I know that I got profiled because of the color of my skin. So just imagine if I go in natural like this. You know, if I go in like this, I definitely will probably be profiled, especially when I go to a job that is 97% Caucasian. And it's sad that we had to have these conversations. But again, like I said, I'm transitioning back into the workplace in August. And my question is, having natural hair, do you think it's professional or unprofessional? Of course, we're all going to say professional, but some people think differently. Some people think differently. So that's the question for today. Will having a natural hairstyle or natural hair stop you from being successful? Do you feel that? Do you feel like it's going to stop you from having a successful career versus going in there with straight hair? That's what I want to know, you all. It's all about choice. It's all about choice. Everyone is entitled to wear our hair the way we want it. They don't tell us that, again, what we're born with is unprofessional, and we can wear our hair the way we want it. So again, those are some of the comments. Those are some of the comments that I've seen that I had to get on here and elaborate. I usually don't do live because, one, I didn't start YouTube to be a YouTuber. I don't consider myself a YouTube, but I do want to document my journey. Okay, I want to document my journey because, and I've had so many of my friends, friends and colleagues, come to me and say, "Oh my gosh, I want to go natural." I was that person. I was that person that said, "Hey, I want to go natural. I love your hair." And it's funny because the people that I hang around with, most of them are natural. Okay, most of them are natural, whether they have protective hairstyles, and I line dance. I do urban line dancing for those viewers that don't know. But even with my circle, most of my friends are natural. Most of my friends are natural. Different textures of hair, different grades, different hairstyle, different lengths, and I think it's all beautiful. I think it's all beautiful, and so we just have to live with it. We just have to live with it. So again, drop a comment down below. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, you all. I really, really thank you. I'm going to come back with another part because, like I said, I'm going into the workplace and I am going to see. I am going to see what people say, how they respond, how they react. You could tell by somebody's facial expression when you first see them what they're really thinking. Because a lot of times people will say, "Oh, that looks so nice," but really in their mind, they're like, "Why did you do that? Okay, why in the world did you do that?" And eventually they'll get used to it. Eventually they'll get used to it. But I'm going to come back next month. Yes, bottom line, racism, it is alive and well in the workplace, Rochelle. It sure is. It sure is. But I'm going to see, because my job, I would probably say, is 70% Caucasian, where I work at, the school that I work at. So, and they're really nice. And of course, they're all nice. They're all nice until it's time to, embrace change. But we'll see. I'm going to come back. I'm going to come back next month, and have this conversation again. But I am going to talk about my personal experience. I'm going to talk about my personal experience, not just on week one, not just on week two, but I'm gonna give it a whole month, and then I'm gonna take note. But I will come back and have this conversation with you all to let you know. Again, I really, really thank you all for your support. You all, it's tough. It's tough to have natural hair, and I just think about all the styles out there that I want. I'm flipping through and I say, oh, I want this style. No, I want that style. No, I want that style. Picking up my phone, no, I want this hairstyle, or I want that cut, or I want this. You all, it is a mess. It's like more hairstyles with as a natural than I can get with my relaxed hair. Why didn't y'all tell me that? Why didn't y'all tell me that? When I said I was going to do a big chop, I thought that I was just going to chop my hair off and then just let it grow back, which that's what I want to do. But then I'm seeing all these different hairstyles with the shortcut, of course. And as my hair grow, I'll start getting more hairstyles. But I see all of these different hairstyles that I want. But ultimately, I want my hair to be nice, healthy, and full. You all, I have gray. Look, now I'm digressing from the workplace, so stick with me. So I have gray along my edges, right? Um, and people keep saying, "Oh, you could dye your hair." You all, I dyed my hair when I was relaxed. I dyed my hair all the time, faithfully. Get these grays out. Plus, the curls hold differently, and the sheen on it is different with relaxed hair. But I have a video coming out, natural hairstyles and natural hair versus relaxed hair, because I've thought about going back. I said, okay, with my hair right now, it grew back enough that if I was to go and relax my hair, it will almost be the same length as it was, almost, with the exception of the top, because the top was a little bit longer, but the sides right now are actually longer. So if I was to relax my hair and I say, you know what, going back into the workplace, I gotta, that transition is hard. If I felt it was hard because I could not take any criticism, which I'm praying I'm not gonna have any, it is what it is. And like the comment said, it depends on how confident you are. And if you love it, everyone else will love it. I think Rochelle said that. Yeah, Rochelle said, as long as you love your hair, everyone else will. And but I know that you all, I lost my train of thought. I'm getting old, but yeah, dyeing. I'm sorry, dyeing my hair. So I know that dyeing my hair will make a difference and make it look different. However, um, man, everybody's saying it damages their hair, and they end up cutting it again. They end up cutting their hair again, and next thing you know, they're back to square one. I've even thought about just cutting my hair and just keeping it low, like without these coils, because it was so easy to maintain. I could just get in the shower and water just run out through my hair and on my head, and I don't have to worry about a thing. Just get out, pat it with the towel, let it dry, put my leave-in conditioner on there, my whatever, and keep going. Like, I love it because it is just so natural. This is the first summer that I was able to just go out there in the heat. I didn't have to worry about curls dropping. I didn't have to worry about visiting a beautician. I didn't have to worry about any of that. I just get up, do what I got to do, and keep moving. So I really love it, you all. Thank you so much for hanging in there with me for this time. I, again, apologize that my live got started late because I was having technical difficulties with my computer, but I appreciate it. We got through it. Thank you for the comments to help keep this live chat going. And, share it with someone, because I know we all know someone that's trying to go natural or would like to go natural, and they're just scared. I mean, and that's a real feeling. Being scared is real. So thank you all. Please subscribe. I need to get to 1,000 subscribers. So I could go live from my cell phone. I have to go live from my laptop as long as I don't have 1,000 subscribers. So I need to get to 1,000 subscribers. And if I get to it, I get to it. And if not, hey, I got my computer. It is what it is. But you all have a blessed day. Stay safe, and we shall talk real soon.